Hey, it's Jadah Sellner, and I am so thankful that you've been able to download the 5-step roadmap to building your challenge. So today I wanted to answer a couple of questions that have come in about being able to grow your community, really engage your tribe, and increase your reach in a way that feels good and also accelerates those results so that you can have something that's repeatable, sustainable, consistent, so that you don't compromise your health and your relationships while you're building your community and growing your business to the next level. So I know you've probably had a chance to take a peek at the Build Your Challenge page, which helps you grow your community in a fun and simple way. And I just wanted to answer a couple of questions that have been coming in to help you get really clear if this is the right next step for you. And if you believe that a challenge can really help you grow your community, then I definitely want you to stay tuned to hear the answers to your cues. So the first question that came in is, I don't have any online presence at all, so will this work for me? Now, this is a big thing, especially when we're talking about being visible online. And one thing that's so powerful about challenges is it actually creates that consistent visibility. You have an entire roadmap, a content calendar per se, that not only helps people get to learn more about you and build your credibility, but it also creates this consistent way to show up, and it actually gives you things to talk about by guiding them through their step-by-step process of building and really getting transformation and results. So it's not you just sharing top 10 tips in a blog post or interviewing somebody on a podcast, which is great and fun, but it actually doesn't get people results. So the beautiful thing about a challenge, and if you are a nobody online, you are not a nobody, but if you think that you're a nobody online, a challenge actually creates that visibility for you to start to get noticed and for people to become aware of who you are, and also see that you are someone who they can trust to help them achieve the results that they're wanting to create in their lives. So they have a problem and you have a dream solution for them. And a challenge is a great way to help you communicate that really clearly and also communicate it confidently. So if you're someone who's like, nobody knows me online, a challenge is actually the perfect way to do that. And it also, the way that I see incorporating a challenge into your business is it actually becomes this consistent thing that you become known for. And so people start to not only do it themselves, but actually talk about it to other people. And you get this natural word of mouth marketing going on where you're not having to rely on just paid advertising, but people, when they experience transformation and they get results and you help them do it, they're going to be shouting it at the rooftops so that you will no longer be someone that nobody knows online. So that is definitely something that a challenge can really help you create. Now, the second question was, what kind of tech do I need to have? I'm kind of intimidated by all the pieces. I get it. So just so you know, I am not tech savvy at all. And I will let you know that when I did my first online challenge, they were very, very simple tools, which were also free. So I talk about this. I actually have a step-by-step tutorial of how you can do this, just even posting a free opt-in like MailChimp right into your blog post. And I actually go through this. I have step-by-step tutorial that my own developer programmer that I work with created just for you so that you can follow that step-by-step. You don't have to pay for all of these crazy tech tools to help people get results. Now, when people want to make money and they're affiliates for different tech tools and software, of course they're going to say this is the best thing since sliced bread. But I believe that you can build a business and keep it simple, not only for yourself behind the scenes, but also simple for the community that you're serving. So really the only tool that you need is an email service provider like a MailChimp. There's paid ones as well out there like Entreport, Infusionsoft, ActiveCampaign, ConvertKit, and those all cost money. And then there's MailChimp. And I will say that the first time that I hosted my challenge, which originally grew my email list to 30,000 subscribers and then to 200,000 subscribers in the first year of hosting 4 free online challenges, I used MailChimp, and it was free for the first 2,000 email subscribers. And just so you know, you can build a community and you can sell a product or offer your service with an email list of even less than 1,000. So even though I've been able to build a successful business with a large community and a large email list, you can also do it with a small community and a small list. And I've done that with an email list of just 300 email subscribers. So I want you to know, don't get intimidated by how big of an email list or community that I have built in the past. I've also built new businesses, done new things with way smaller lists, and it's about getting a community to actually engage with you, get results so that they can trust you to help them even deepen that transformation that they're desiring. So all you need is an email service provider like MailChimp, which is free for the first 2,000 email subscriber, and start with that. And again, I have a tutorial inside the course. It's super short and sweet that you can just go through step by step to create that. And that's really all you need, is something where you can send people emails, collect their email on an opt-in page, which is what I'll show the tutorial in, and that's it. Anything else is extra. It's a cherry on top that you don't necessarily need. I actually don't even really like maraschino cherries on my sundaes because the cherries don't look like real cherries. I'm like, why is it so bright red? That's not what a cherry looks like. So you don't need the cherry on the top to actually get people transformation and the results that they're desiring. So let's look at the next question. So the next question is, what kind of results have my other participants gotten? So I love this question because I always feel like when people look at what I've been able to build with online challenges and growing a community to over 300,000 Facebook fans, over 400,000 Instagram followers, and over 355,000 email subscribers, it can feel very intimidating. But I've actually helped my own clients and even some of my closest friends step by step through creating their own challenge so that they could then grow their community, grow their email list, and grow awareness around what their company does. So one example that I've shared with you, and I'll share with you again, is one of my clients, Raquel of Tinker Lab. She's grown her email list to over 50,000 email subscribers and is constantly building that list every day. Now, I want to be super upfront and transparent with you that she had an amazing Facebook community and Instagram community that she was loving up on, nurturing, sharing lots of free tips, and her website is Tinker Lab. And so she's sharing arts and crafts and how to do process-based arts to build that deeper connection with your child. And she, I would consider, is an online influencer who has something very valuable to share with other parents and their young children. What the missing piece was, well, like, how do I get those people off of my social media and actually on to my email list so that I can communicate with them more consistently, especially as Instagram or Facebook or any other social media platform, they're constantly changing their algorithms, which makes it sometimes where no one's going to see your post. And when you have an email, you just have more control over the platform to communicate with them. And even if your email management system went away, you could export those email contacts and be able to still communicate with them consistently. And so when she hosted her online challenge, through following the Build Your Challenge program, she was actually able to follow step by step to not only grow her email list, but also to host her first beta program. So she actually hosted an online group program, and with her first one, she was able to generate several $1,000s in doing that. And then she repeated that system over again with a free online challenge, inviting them to a paid group program online, and then generated her first 10K. So the beautiful thing is the type of people that I work with, they're not in it for the numbers, right? Love over metrics is what I'm all about, but it's about being able to deliver a valuable service and receive an exchange to continue showing up and delivering that work. Because a lot of times when we tend to lead with love in business, sometimes we forget that selling is actually service, because you want to be able to make money doing something that you love that also solves people's problems. And that's the sweet spot, is being able to solve someone's problem with a dream solution that you can help them with, and you being able to receive money for that exchange of value and doing work that actually lights you up. And that's why I'm so committed to doing this type of work, because we can serve and also sell at the same time, because there's a beautiful energetic exchange for people to actually commit and show up and do the work. So that's just one example. Another example is Michelle. She is the founder of a boutique yoga studio called The Practice for Women, where she is doing yoga and leadership and personal development and growth. And she hosted a free online challenge for 28 days and actually got people to sign up for an in-person program at her brick and mortar business. So challenges are not just for people who are selling things online, but actually people who are delivering services in person in a physical space. And because the way that our society is growing, we are so connected through technology, it's a great way to get in front of people who may not have heard of you before. And so whether you're an online influencer with a successful blog, but you actually haven't sold anything to your people, or you haven't asked them to sign up for your email list, a challenge is great for you. Or if you're a business owner and you actually have a physical space in your local community, an online challenge will still work beautifully for you. And so I want you to know there are so many different ways, and I walk you through the different processes that you can actually help guide people to getting results, and crediting you for that to build your credibility and that know, love, trust in those people who are paying attention to you and have problems that they would love for you to help them solve. Now, the next question is, I've tried so many different things and I'm worried I'll put all this time and effort in and it just won't work. So I want to be super honest and transparent with you. If you want to choose the path of entrepreneurship, you're actually going to test and experiment things, and things will not work. That's pretty normal and typical in being a business owner. But one thing that I know with, the hundreds of people that I've had go through my Build Your Challenge course is that it has worked for them in building not only confidence and clarity on how to communicate their message clearly to their dream customers and clients, but it also gives them a clear path on how to help get their clients or ideal customers results. And not only that, in being able to build your email list, but it also helps you build that connection and being able to nurture your community over a long period of time. And as I say, I'm not in it to have a one-night stand with my community. I really want to nurture a relationship that feels authentic and real and connected over time. And that's what's so beautiful about a challenge, is you're able to nurture your community over several days or weeks to actually build that relationship. And so for me, and what I've been able to do with my clients, is that the challenges have helped them not only build their list, but also their community and engage with them. And even if your challenge only got a couple of people or a couple of hundred of people, could you imagine if you were in a room with those people and able to ask them questions and survey them and get more insight on how you can best serve them? And that's what happens with an online challenge is now you have an audience of people to connect to speak with, and ask them questions on what are you struggling with, what's keeping you up at night, and actually share the questions that you can email your community and your email list after they go through the online challenge, so that you can get clarity if you don't already have a product or service to offer them, that you can get really clear on what is that next step in transformation for them to take with you. So it's really great if you've already have a product and service, and this challenge will actually help you. Build Your Challenge will actually help you position your offer in a way where they're ready to take that next step and buy. And if you don't have a product already, you're going to get a lot of clarity on how to best serve your community. And maybe you don't sell the first time, but maybe you sell the second or third time, which actually was my own experience. Was the first challenge, just selling something very small and easy, but I wasn't able to actually create, an $86,000 launch in 10 days until I was in the third round of hosting a challenge. So it takes time. You're going to mess up. You're not always going to get it right. You have to test and experiment and really connect with your audience. And so that is really the true path of entrepreneurship, is things are not going to always work, but when you follow a step-by-step plan that can help guide you on what to do next, so you have all the pieces in place, the full puzzle that you can actually execute, take action on, and then get the feedback and the results from your community that you're actually serving. Okay, so the next question: what industries or niches will this work in? So like I shared with some of the examples from my clients, one, a brick and mortar business. Another brick and mortar business is an art studio, one of those paint and sip brick and mortars, right? Where you come, drink some wine, and paint with your girlfriends or your significant other, as well as for bloggers, right? Even in the art and craft space and being able to connect with your child. It's also, my experience has been in the health and wellness industry. I've also helped clients create challenges who are serving other entrepreneurs and other business owners. So there's a lot of different places that this can work in, as well as in personal development and growth. Another example is Sarah Jenks. She had an online course that was $1,500 in the personal development space and empowering people to live more and weigh less, and actually not a diet program, but a lifestyle program for her community to create transformation in their lives and really not waiting on the wait to live their most fulfilled lives. And she was able to use a free online challenge through my Build Your Challenge process and growing her email list to over 9,000 new email subscribers. So you can use this in a lot of different industries. I would say the biggest thing is that if you're in the business of transformation, so not just giving people a bunch of information, but you actually want to create results and real transformation in people's lives, then an online challenge is really great for your business, because what's so beautiful about a challenge is it creates this live and in real time accountability, which people really need in order to create lasting change that's sustainable. And I think that's what we all crave as humans, is we want something that's actually going to stick, and a challenge can really help people do that. So if your niche or your industry is in a space of creating transformation in people's lives, then a challenge is going to be really, really perfect for you. The next question is, how do I decide what a good challenge topic is and how long should it be? So deciding on a challenge topic, I walk you through this process. We'll be doing a lot of mind mapping and answering some very specific questions, but I'd love to just give you an overview in case you feel like Build Your Challenge is not the right next step for you. I still want you to be able to get a lot of value just from the questions that I'm answering here. So the one question that I want you to really think about is, what would be a simple and easy win for your customer, your client? Like, what would be that small, easy win that they could get that would get them results? So often we try to do like a fire hose of things. And this is a mistake a lot of people who have done before they actually do the course, and they learn that like, oh, I actually have to keep this really simple, and they're overcomplicating their challenges. They're overcomplicating the education process to get their people to actually take action. It's actually too much information. We have tons of information, and we actually need the simplest, quickest path to getting results, because we're very, very busy people. We're very overwhelmed. People are dealing with so much anxiety of what do I do and what steps and what do I do next and all of those pieces. And so when you're thinking about the topic for your challenge, you really want to think about what would be like a first small, easy win that my client could experience or that customer could experience, and make your challenge topic around that. Let it be their kind of their gateway drug, right? That spark moment that gets them into really like building some confidence. So I really want you to think about that. I was like, what's one small and easy win that I could teach my person right now? My dream customer, what would I teach them? And that's a great starting point for your challenge topic. Now, if you want to reverse engineer a challenge topic that you already have, I actually walk you through that process inside the Build Your Challenge course as well. So there's some little nuances that, you know, there's going to be some more deeper work that you're going to need to do to unravel what that challenge topic should be. But if you start from that place, you're going to be in a really, really, really good place. And then the next question was just like, well, how long should my challenge be? So a big part of this is, how long would it take them to get the transformation? So instead of thinking that a challenge has to be one specific length, it's actually, well, how long would it take for them to achieve the results that you're saying the challenge will help them achieve? So my experience, I did a 30-day green smoothie challenge, you know, just thinking about, okay, like 21 days to build a habit, 30 days, I can connect and really court my community over time for 30 days. And also, instead of sending a daily email, I could just send them a weekly email, and that could help them. So every week, sending them a shopping list and a recipe to help them build that habit and feel more energy, crave more veggies, and just really want to eat healthier and live a more energetic lifestyle. And that's what green smoothies do. And here's the thing, the results you will actually start experiencing in 5 to 7 days. So if I wanted, I could make a challenge 5 to 7 days, as long as you're not trying to like trick them and be like, hey, you're going to get these results, but you have to sign up for the program. I really like to be in high integrity with people when I'm supporting them on their transformation journey. So for a challenge, I really want them to get results and don't want to save it for the other side when they pay. And this is a great way to build that trust and loyalty with your community. And you're going to spread the word a lot farther, because if people are getting results from a free thing, they're going to share that with more people, because they're like, it's such an easy way to come into your world. So I just say that the length of your challenge should be the length of time, the minimum length of time to experience that transformation and results. And I wouldn't make it any shorter, and you don't want to make it too long, because also people tend to lose steam and focus as well. All right, the next question is, I don't understand how a free challenge will help me generate money. How do I make challenge? How do I make challenge? How do I make money with a challenge? So the 5th module in Build Your Challenge, I talk about the 3 S's, and it's really about being able to connect and survey your community, to be able to really serve them and sell them transformation. And a big part of that is really asking the questions of how you can help solve their problems. And so when you're in the business of solving people's problems, people will pay you. So really thinking about that, and I actually really go in a lot deeper on how do you go from offering this free transformative challenge to a deeper offer that people can actually invest in to take that next step. So there is definitely a clear pathway, a clear process for people getting transformation and results in a challenge to wanting to go deeper with you. And that's how you make money with a challenge, is you're able to grow that community, that awareness, that visibility, getting them results, building that trust. So now they know that you can help them create even deeper results that they're willing to pay for. And that's how you make the money. It's a very clean and simple process for you to take them on this beautiful customer journey where they are going to be so excited to work with you, buy from you, take that next step. And I will definitely walk you through that process on how you can actually not only serve, but also be able to sell and make this a profitable venture versus just like giving everything away for free. All right, so the next question are, what are the biggest mistakes people can make in running challenges? I have learned a lot in running my own challenges. I did them for 3 years in a row, over 12 online challenges to help build the community, get them results, and then invite them to take that next step where they actually will pay me. And what I've learned is people aren't clear on what their challenge topic should be, or they don't know the one thing it should be about. So getting really clear on that, because a big mistake that people make is they try to do like 4 to 8 different challenges, and people are like, I don't know what to learn from this person. It's just all over the place, and there's not that focus. So you really want to become known for one thing, and creating that signature challenge, which I walk you through in my Build Your Challenge course, will actually help you get that clarity on what that one thing is so that you can become known for that. And it's really easy for people to share you with other people. When you're doing a million different things and have a million different marketing messages and free opt-ins and all of these things, and you're just all over the place, people don't know how to refer you, and they don't even know what you do because you do so much. And I get it. I used to own a brick and mortar business where we offered so many different things, and we didn't get clarity in our business. We had to kind of throw spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. But once we got really clear, we only offered this one specific thing. And again, that was my same experience with Simple Green Smoothies, is, kind of all over the place, but then getting really clear, honing it in, and becoming known for one very specific thing. And that's how you truly spread. Another thing is people don't know, how to make the challenge in a way that positions that next step in their business. So really, not just doing a challenge just for the fun of it, but that it should actually be linked very well to that next step offer that you have to give them. And another thing is people, like I said, overcomplicate their challenges, and it's not very simple. And so I want to be able to guide you through a process where you can simplify it. So it's not just simple for the person that's participating in the challenge, but it's simple for you and your team. We don't need to overcomplicate and overwhelm everyone behind the scenes on your team, or there's just like so much to do. Simple and sustainable is my model, like really, really, really keeping it from that place. And it makes business so much easier and so much more fun. All right, so I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I can think of. Oh, not promoting your challenge. I don't know if you've ever done this. I've been guilty of it, but where you create this free opt-in, you spend all this time racking on your brain, like, what should this free thing that I offer to my community? You create it, and then you share it for like a day, and then you never share it again. So really being clear and intentional of having a promotional plan to get the word out about it, and then being very consistent even after you've made it, to continue sharing that thing that you labored so hard on behind the scenes to make sure that people in the front of the room actually know that it exists. So being able to use your voice and being visible, I have something free and valuable that's really going to help you, and spreading the word about that. So I talk a lot about that in module 4, and being able to promote your challenge and getting the word out about it. And then another thing is not having that next step in your challenge, which I talked about. So just making sure that you are thinking about the big picture of that customer journey, from something that's free into an invitation to something that then is paid. And that's how you build a business that's profitable and sustainable, is being able to build that credibility with something free, having an invitation, which is what we use the challenge to make that bridge into a paid offer. And I believe that there might be one more question. Let me just check here and see. Okay, so I have two more questions. One is, I'm scared that no one will sign up for the challenge. Crickets. I totally get it. So this is a big fear for everyone, is they don't want to put themselves out there and then nobody signs up. And that's why we go through some really deep work in the first module around the foundations of who you're serving and what's your bigger why, not just for your business, but for yourself. And so that you can get really clear on that for yourself, and then the why for your customer. So you'll actually be doing some specific journaling exercises to get really clear on that, so that you are talking to the right people. And I also have a section where you're able to find, like, where are my people hanging out? And if you don't have a community or you have a super tiny tribe, I'm actually going to share some information on how you can get the information that you need to have clear messaging on how you communicate what it is you do and what your challenge is all about, so people actually do sign up and that it's not just crickets and a ghost town. I totally get that fear of people just not signing up. And that's why I've created this process for you to really do some of the work that I think a lot of people, even in business, forget to do, which is just, really validating that idea and doing some research up front about who your community is and who you want to serve. And I actually share that process with you in the Build Your Challenge, which could be used for not just even doing a challenge, but just for doing business in general, because that's the type of person I am. I'm addicted to really building businesses from a holistic place and being able to serve people first and to sell them transformation second. And then the last question is this one. I experience this, even I'm in my third business venture and I still experience this, is, what if my niche is too crowded? And I feel the same way of like, this marketplace is already super saturated. And I have to tell you that there are no unique messages, only unique messengers. And you are a unique messenger. And here's why you are a unique messenger: because nobody has your experience, your knowledge, your wisdom, your perspective. And there are many people who are already teaching what you do. There are many people who are already teaching what I do, people who have challenge courses, people who help business owners and entrepreneurs. The same thing in my health and wellness business with Simple Green Smoothies. It was a very saturated marketplace, and still being able to build a business selling products for under $99, being able to generate over $1 million in sales in 2 years. Not in profit. I like to be very clear about that. We talk about these 7-figure businesses, but it costs money to have a beautiful team to support you to get your message out there. And also you've got to pay yourself, and you've got to pay for all of the tech and tools and things like that. But to be able to build a business, if you want to make $1 million, you have to help people first. And so that is the biggest thing, is I'm committed to you helping people. And there are so many different ways for people to teach things and solve problems, but there's not your way. There's someone out there who's going to resonate with your vibe. There's a certain tribe that's going to resonate with your vibe and the way that you teach. Maybe you look like them. Maybe you have similar education as them. Maybe you're a mom too, and so the people in your industry are not moms. Or maybe you value beautiful design and other people don't. There's a lot of ways to find, your unique differentiator in the industry. For me, I know when it comes to business, my unique differentiator is I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I've been married for over 12 years, and I started a business with a little one by my side. And I'm also a woman of color, and I'm not college educated. So those things actually used to be things that I would use as a crutch of like why I can't make it. Well, like Tim Ferriss with a 4-hour work week. Well, he doesn't have any kids, and he went to an Ivy League college, and his brain works this way, and all of these different things. Or, you know, I don't have a college degree. I have 60 plus college units, and I don't even have an AA. And so, like, I don't know enough. I didn't go to business school. Like, who am I to do this? That's so normal. And you know, all of the authors and the books that I have read have been written by single white college educated men. And I would think of like, well, no one looks like me. But that's why I am a great teacher for some very specific people who have a very similar experience or lens or fears or hesitations as I do. So I just want you to know that the thing that you think is holding you back from sharing your voice and sharing your wisdom in the world is actually the thing that makes you the unique messenger that you are. So really own those parts of how you're making yourself different and not belong to actually be the thing that is going to resonate with people. And they're like, I want you to be my teacher. Of course, I could learn this from many, many different people, but you are my person. You are the teacher that I want to learn from. So just know people have already been solving problems in the health and wellness industry. It's super saturated, helping people make money, build a business, helping people fall in love, find love, build relationships with themselves. Everyone's doing it. The great thing is that people want to spend money on those type of things. So you just have to own that you are a unique messenger and own that as the thing that actually helps you stand out, not the way that you should be left out. So I hope that these answers to your questions are super helpful and help you decide whether you decide to work with me in my Build Your Challenge course or not. I highly encourage you to take imperfect action and put something out there, whether you create your own challenge or any other way to really add value to your community. Serve them first, sell them transformation second, and you will build a business that not only grows your community, but also builds a sustainable, predictable revenue for you, your team, your family, so that you can have the freedom in your life, but also make an impact in the world that's making a difference. So if you're in the business of transformation, which I believe that you are, then I would love for you to take imperfect action and decide what is that next step that you're going to take. And if that next step that you want to grow your community, you want to grow your email list in a way that is fun and simple and easy and exciting and feels expansive, I would love to invite you to check out Build Your Challenge and have you inside our community and really help you lead with love in your business and your life. I hope you have an amazing, amazing, beautiful day, and I will talk to you soon. You can learn more about me at jadahsellner.com, and of course, buildyourchallenge.com to learn and get all the details that you need, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.